Now I will call upon our Vice Chairman Sir to give a speech. Thank you.
Mukesh Sharma ji, CEO CRISP Bhopal, Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. Anurag Chaubey, Group Director, Administration, Technocrats Group, Dr. Vikas Gupta, Head of Department and Convener of the Conference, Dr. Vibha Tiwari and Professor Hima Singh, Organizing Secretaries of the Conference, all the participants and my dear students, a hearty good afternoon to all. I am delighted that Technocrats Group of Institutions was able to organize this two-day national conference on recent research and innovations in electronics and communication engineering. As Dr. Vikas Gupta mentioned before, more than 40 research papers were selected to be presented in this conference, and I am sure the research presented by the participants would have collaborated to the development in the field of electronics. As mentioned before, electronics is a field which is relevant in all the areas today, not just in the EC domain, but in each and every physical domain of the life. Whether it is IoT that is being used in production, that is being used in civil construction, that is being used in security or any other services, or whether it is blockchain communication which is being used in cryptocurrency or any other field. Electronics is the way forward along with computer sciences, and I'm glad that Dr. Vikas Gupta and his team were able to organize this conference. Today we have the presence of Mr. Mukesh Sharma ji with us. He is an alumni of Manit Bhopal and the founder member of CRISP. Under his leadership, CRISP has achieved new heights. I am delighted to share that the university online portal that you guys use sitting here is developed by CRISP, and it started with RGTU as the first client, and today they have more than 13 universities as their clients. CRISP is in the near future, within a span of few months, also gonna provide the entire evaluation process in an online manner, so that it further reduces the human interference in your evaluation processes. Additionally, he has taken CRISP to outside India, and today I think CRISP is a symbol of information technology domain and development. I wish all the participants and the organizing committee of this conference
Nowadays we can see there are so many features that comes into a car that basically relates to electronics, whether it is the ABS system or it is the ESP or it is the EBS or whatsoever it is basically a electronics background people, those who are going to handle. Nowadays we are going to get to know that nowadays the driverless car is going to arrive. So again, it is the field of electronics communication, those who build a navigation system for that. So electronics is everywhere right now. Thank you, sir. So now I would like to call upon the students, those who are the participants, and take their participation certificates from our dignitaries. Now the first name is Dilip Kumar. Sorry for our disturbance. Basically, first we go for the speech of the chief guest. So as we know, our chief guest for the today is Mr. Mukesh Sharma. Mr. Mukesh Sharma is an electronic engineer, obtained his degree in electronics and telecommunication engineering and his master's degree in digital communication engineering from MNIT. So basically he is an alumnus of one of the prestigious institute of Madhya Pradesh. Not only Madhya Pradesh, it's a global level prestigious institute, that is MNIT, Bhopal. He has business management courses from Indian School of Business, that is ISB Hyderabad, most of you know about that, and National University of Singapore, that is NUS, that is a prominent organization globally. During his 35 years of professional career, he worked with different kind of organizations, including International Development Agency of Germany and Canada, In these years, he worked as technical consultant, trainer, manager, and maintenance engineer and R&D engineer. He was the UNDP program coordinator of Employment Generation Program for rural and semi-rural youth. He had been regularly working with German technical organization on short assignment. He also coordinated as ILO supported on providing vocational skills to child laborers. He was the recipient of Commonwealth Award and represented India with another 10 members from India in Commonwealth countries emerging leaders study tour in Australia and New Zealand during the year 2003. In addition to this, he has been a member of State Level Committee for World Bank assisted program aimed at improving the quality of technical education. He is also the member of governing bodies council of few industries, association, technical institutions and international vocational education and training organizations, USA. He is also the member of Skill Development Committee of CII Madhya Pradesh Zone. At present, he is holding the position of Chief Executive Officer of Central or Research and Industrial Staff Performance, that is CRISP, Bhopal. He is also working with various organizations in development of project cycle management and its applications. He has published various papers in various conferences and journals and seminars. And he also been visits to Germany, UK and Denmark and various places for his professional as well as academic career. Now I would like to call upon Mr. Mukesh Sharma sir to please say a few words and enlighten the path of our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dear Saurabh-ji, Dr. Chaube, all dignitaries on the dais, all the knowledgeable faculty members, those are here, and most important, the students. Those have presented their papers in this conference. It's really good to see nowadays when most of the engineering colleges or the academic institutions, they are just talking about the syllabus, curriculum, finishing the syllabus, passing out from the college, and the students are talking about the packages. No one is talking about something else which is different than this. Though I am an electronics engineer, I did my post-graduation in digital communication. But as you know, when we are working in India, after some time, all engineers become managers, there are no more engineers. Same is true with me. I am no more an engineer now. I am only a manager. The only difference between a technical person and a non-technical person is this. Now, I always mention this thing. When you are here, you have taken admission in the engineering or science background, your thinking becomes different than a non-technical person. You think logically. You try to analyze the things on your own, and based on your logical thinking and analysis, you come to a conclusion. When I did my course in Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, it was a management program. We were given a lot of case studies and we were supposed to work on those case studies and come out with a solution. Now one group comes out with one solution, second group comes with another solution. Which one is correct? Then you are very confused that time. Which solution is correct? And everyone, like if I belong to a group, I think my solution is the best compared to anyone else, and I am the right. And to my surprise, when the faculty said, all solutions are correct, nothing is wrong. Only time will tell which one of this solution is going to be successful. So what we are observing here right now, we are not observing what is right or wrong, because in management it is very difficult to decide what is right and wrong. Mostly on situational conditions, local environment, technology, there are many things which play the role. So what they say, we just see what we are teaching you, the methods, the analytics, the logics, whether you have applied those things in coming to the solution or not. That's the only thing. And then the time will tell whether it was right or wrong. So I remember one simple thing. They gave us a case study of Apple. And that was the time when Apple came with the iPad or iPod. I'm talking about somewhere in 2006. And then the case study which was given to us, what is the strength of Apple and what kind of product they should come out in near future. Of course, in their business plan they have mentioned something about the iPad. They had never mentioned about the iPhone. When we studied the entire thing, what we realized from this organization, history, this organization is basically an innovation organization. They innovate something, they come out something which is very unique, no one has done it before. So they immediately become number one in the market for their product. But the unfortunate part of the organization, it's a characteristic of every organization, they are not very good in facing the competition. So once the competitors comes for the similar product, then for them it is very difficult to retain their number one position. So they started with the computer, the Macintosh, which was number one. The moment IBM came into that market, they went down. Then they stopped. Then they came, after a long time they came with a product like iPod. It was a hit during that time. Because most of the companies were coming with some CD players and these kind of things. So iPod was a very small device which was capable of storing so many songs, music, data. So it was a big hit in the market. Then they came with iPad. And during the study we suggested this company can be successful only and only if they concentrate on innovation. And I'm happy that I was part of that team who gave this idea during the time that the iPhone should be the mobile phone. We never know the word iPhone. We said mobile phone is something. If they come out with something which is phone plus music plus computer, everything in one device, then probably they will be the number one and they will be very successful in that market. After a few years, they came with their innovation, iPhone, and now we know. It's all history now. So what I mean to say, when you try to innovate something, why, the very first question, why it needs to be innovated? We need to judge, we need to understand what is lacking in the market, what is lacking in the society, what is lacking in the present system, and how it can be improved. And I'm telling you, you don't require any brilliance in that. You have to just think for your own situation, own condition, what is the problem I am facing when I am doing this thing. Once you identify the problem, then you automatically know this could be the solution for my problem. This is because the most important is to understand the problem. Once you know the problem, then you can work on the solutions. And innovation is nothing more than this. You identify the problem, you identify the gap, and you work on the solution. That becomes innovation. हम साइंस में भी देखते हैं, नेचर से इनोवेशन सीखते हैं, बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. बनाना, केला जब उगता है, it starts from flower. फ्लावर से स्टार्ट होता है, फल बनता है. नाउ देयर इज अ प्रोटेक्टिव कोटिंग जो छिलका है उसके ऊपर आता है. बनाना जैसे जैसे साइज बड़ा होता जाता है, तो छिलका भी अपने आप बड़ा होता जाता है. व्हाट इज दिस? आपको याद है वहीं से वो इनोवेशन निकला जो 3M ने जो फॉइल्स निकाली थी, जो आज हम यूज करते हैं, फूड पे भी यूज कर रहे हैं, विच आर स्ट्रेचेबल फाइल्स. नहीं तो फाइल्स टूट जाती थी. तो स्ट्रेचेबल फाइल्स उन्होंने जो बनाई 3M ने, इट केम, द आइडिया केम वेरी मच फ्रॉम द नेचर इटसेल्फ. तो पहली चीज आपने देखा कि गैप क्या है. दूसरा, आपने जितना नजदीक से नेचर को देखा, यू विल find the solution for that problem. So that is the innovation. Now in electronics and this area we see a lot of innovation and research are taking place. Artificial intelligence is now the big buzzword at the moment. Everyone is talking about the artificial intelligence. But there is nothing new in this actually. What is happening? There are the developments taking place. But artificial intelligence, बहुत पहले आ गया था when we were talking about the embedded system and VLSI, the programmable controllers when we were talking, it was artificial intelligence to certain extent, limited. Then the robots came. You used to program them. Now the artificial intelligence is coming in all the ways. We are talking about Industry 4.0. A lot of people are confused, what is Industry 4.0? Somebody says, like these are the generations of the Industry 4.0. I saw one concrete example of Industry 4.0 in Germany recently, just 6 months back. I went to a company and they showed me, this is a product which is Industry 4.0 product. I said, what is that? They said, okay. Now you go on the net, you go to the site of, say, Adidas shoes, you choose the color, you choose the upper, you choose the sole, you give your footprint on that, so actual size coordinates are there, and you finalize the order. The moment you finalize the order, this order goes directly to the company, their procurement department. Accordingly, they start procuring the things. After the procurement, the things goes to the production line. Now, the entire data is fed in the production line, so it is complete automated production line. And every point of time, I can track my order, where it is now. After the production, the quality check will take place. After the quality check, the product is delivered to your place with the minimum manual intervention. Now, why it is so important? Because we started with continuous processing, then batch processing, and now this is something like individual processing. So for every individual, according to their requirement, product can be delivered, can be prepared at their place. You don't have to move anywhere, and with minimum inventory at the level of the industry. So this is a wonderful example of Industry 4.0. Now, of course, it includes many other things. You need to have a automated process line there. There has to be sensors, there has to be programmable controllers, pneumatic system, hydraulic system, motors, everything has to be there. And of course, data, digital connectivity, many things are there. When these things come into the reality, the entire society gets the benefit. And as an engineer, it is our job. It is our responsibility to give back something to the society. So I congratulate you all for the hard work which you have done, because the conference is only for 2 days. But I am sure for preparing the paper, getting the idea, you might have spent days, not less than a month for that. And probably after this conference, again you will keep on working on your idea and your paper. So I congratulate you all. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for such a nice guidance to our students. As per your words, we know that what could be the best possible solution that we have to find out and apply it to get the most successful one. And as per your words, like innovation makes you market leader. Until and unless you invest in your innovations, you come with the new technologies. As you apply the new technologies, you make the product that is capable to face the problems as of today's only. Then only they will survive in the market. And as you know, today is the world of customization. As you gave us the example of Adidas shoes. So again, we customize it on every person basis. Riyansh Pathak, Neha Bagde, Neha Rajput, Manish Tiwari. Manish Tiwari. Manish Tiwari. Now I would like to call upon all the student coordinators to please collect their certificates. Ravi Chaudhary. Ravi Chaudhary. Anjali Agrawal. Anjali Agrawal. Rahul Kumar. Then Alok Kumar Gupta. Rahul Kumar. Then Alok Kumar Gupta. Then Muzammil Khan. Muzammil Khan. Shanky. Anamika Tripathi. Anushka Dubey. And Akansha. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite all the dignitaries to please come to the dais. Now I would like to invite Professor Hema Singh ma'am to please. For that, I would like to invite our Vice Chairman, sir, to please welcome our chief guest with memento. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor Hema Singh ma'am to please give vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Respected Chief Guest, Shri Mukesh Sharma ji, CEO, Center for Research and Industrial Staff Performance. Our Vice Chairman, sir, Engineer Saurabh Karsolia, sir. Dr. Anurag Chaube, sir. Group Director, Academic and Administration. Our Head of the Department, Vikas Gupta, sir. Also convener of the conference. I would like to first extend my hearty vote of thanks to Shri Mukesh Sharma ji. Thank you, sir, for sparing your time, as well as giving your valuable thoughts and your experiences. I extend my grateful thanks to keynote speakers who have come all the way to take part in this function. I extend my grateful thanks to the management of Technocrats Institute of Technology for providing us the support and platform for organizing the event. I extend my grateful thanks to MP Council of Science and Technology for sponsoring this conference. On my own behalf, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all the speakers for gracing your important work and sharing with us your findings and opinions. My grateful thanks to all the distinguished delegates, HODs of various departments, directors, and also thank the representative of press and media. Finally, I thank all the governing bodies and faculty and staff members who directly or indirectly supported us in this event. And last but not the least, students of Technocrats Institute of Technology to make this program a grand success. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you.
All the students, please be seated over here only. Please be seated. बच्चे केवल अभी बैठे, स्टूडेंट्स अभी बैठे रहे यहाँ पर, जाए ना बाहर कहीं, स्टूडेंट्स अभी यहीं रहे. Faculties also. Faculty में. Sir, नहीं रुको. All the faculty and staff, please be here.
Technocrats TIT Group of Institutions, the largest educational group of Central India, awarded for excellence in education and highest placements, delivering quality education with world-class infrastructure, highly qualified faculties, high-tech labs and library, an exclusive fun-filled campus with sports facilities, BE, B Pharma, M Pharma, MBA, MCA, MTech and PhD.
We have been organizing many expert lecture series on the topic "We Will Succeed." So today we have a very senior person from HP to address you all students, especially how to prepare for placements and how to get placed in your dream company. So without taking much of your time, I invite Kuwazi to address you all. Thank you. So please a round of applause for him.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita, for welcoming me over here. Good afternoon, everybody. I think you do not have your lunch or something like that, right? Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, I'll not take much of your time, right? My name is Qazi Habibul. I'm coming from Bangalore. I work for Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and I have 16 years of work experience. I generally hire talent for the organization. So, you know, right, Bangalore is the IT hub, right, the IT capital of India. And what we do is we hire a lot of students for our organization. And the industry also as well hires a lot of students for the organization as well. So what we see is students nowadays struggling to get placed in various large MNCs, and that is a matter of concern for us as well, because we are not getting that quality students, and if we are getting also as well, things are not that great. So as a result of which, what we thought is I have started my journey in terms of addressing a lot of colleges in and around India, and I was happy to be here as well in TIT. Just wanted to let you know that what we look in students is very, very important as in terms of what they produce as their marks. That is very important, right? And what are the technical capabilities they have, right? It is very important for us to know. So what we are looking at is a lot of companies come in to the placements, right? A lot of companies come in in various colleges, in MP as well, in various parts of India as well, right? So what are the areas where students lag, right? The first would be a group discussion where students are unable to speak, right? So communication skills is very important. So today if you have to speak, right, technology, if you have to speak about the emerging technologies, and if you have to speak about what you have done in terms of your project, it is very much required that you communicate flawlessly to the team, to the client or the customer, right? It is very, very important for us. So as a result of which, what is happening is it is very important for you to speak well. Again, speaking over here means not in your native language. Speaking over here means in English language, which is in neutral English. I don't want you to speak in American accent or a British accent, right? In neutral English, and explain to the team, to the clients or the customers how you have solved a particular project or how you have solved a particular technical problem, right? So what is important is that is very much important in terms of the group discussion. That is what you need to clear. Second could be the aptitude test. I have seen many students don't clear the aptitude test. You have a lot of aptitude questions in Google. If you search, you have a lot of aptitude test questions in Google. So why don't you download them, which is very important. You can download them and you can also self-assess and see where you are standing. So roughly what happens is in any aptitude or a online test, you will have some close to 50 questions, right? And you'll be given 1 hour. And once you start with the test, your clock starts ticking. So many students, they are very weak in time management. They know all the questions or the answers, but they are unable to complete in time. That is very much important. So you cannot be a failure over there, right? You have to be very quick. Roughly one question is for 1 minute, right? And then secondly, many students, what they do is, time management is one of them, and second is there are various types of questions. So for example, there is logical reasoning, there is a little bit of programming, there is a little bit of mathematics. a little bit of English. Some students are very good in some areas and they are not good in other areas. So you have to be like a jack of all trades, but I'm not asking you to be a master in all of them, but at least you should be a jack of all trades. Nowadays what is happening is if you see the market trend every year in the area of computer science engineering, information technology, information science or electronics and communication, every year in India we have 8 lakh engineers graduate. How many? 8 lakh engineers graduate every year. But trust me, the industry intake from the IT companies or from the software companies is only 2 lakhs. 2 lakh engineers get placed. So what do the remaining 6 lakh engineers do? It's a matter of concern for us, right? So we have to have an edge over the others. So you have to prepare yourselves in such a way that you fall in that 2 lakh category, right? Colleges will increase their seats, right? Colleges will increase their seats, and they will also, placement officers will promise you to give you the best of placements, right? They can only facilitate in getting the companies to the organization or to your campus. But how you prepare and how you get placed, that is very much important, right? So you cannot blame a placement officer that I studied for 4 years, I got an engineering degree, but I'm not getting placed, right? If you see, most of you have taken loans to study, right? Am I correct? Most of you have taken bank loans, and one day or the other you have to repay them everything, right? So if you don't get a proper a job, right, or a proper placement, how will you pay them back, right? And there are many students wherein they have not taken any loan, but they have studied, they have their dad or their mom sponsoring their, or their parents sponsoring their education. So it is very, very important for you to return that money back to them, right, as a good gesture. It is very important for you to return that money back as a good gesture and make your parents feel proud that, hey dad, hey mom, I have taken your money to get myself educated, qualified as an engineer, but now I'm returning that money back. So how do you get placed is very, very important for you, right? You have to have an edge over the others. Many of you would have complete bookish knowledge, right? Which actually you will be using only 20% of your day-to-day life in terms of a job. You will not use more than 20% of what you're studying today. Trust me, I'm an MBA graduate. Whatever I also studied in my college days, I just use 15% or 10%, and I don't use more than that. Same thing you'll be also doing as well. So it's very important for you to understand the job market well and try to have multiple technical knowledge in terms of any certification, in terms of any crash courses, right? And ensure that you have an edge over the others, which is very important. So you cannot have, everybody cannot have the same degree and the same marks and so on and so forth. And then when you're appearing for an exam or for a particular test or something like that in a company, you're not getting through. So have that additional weapons with you. And that weapon could be as in the form of certification, in the form of good projects, right? Interact with any IIT folks who has done good projects and be a part of that project as well, right? So on and so forth, right? So as well. So keeping that factors in mind, yeah, I'll just take 5